Hey everybody, this is Eli Freestone, and you're watching my Week 2 reflection video for Java 1, Term 1403. This week and for the next 2 weeks, I'll be working on a fairly simple weather application that will be eventually using, or as of next week, it'll be using the Weather Underground API to display the local weather or the weather based on a city or a zip code search. Nothing groundbreaking by any means, but I think it's a good dive in. This is still my first month of Java, and I'm not particularly comfortable with it yet, although it does have a kind of odd familiarity to it just because there's a lot of similarities to Objective-C. So anyways, let's go ahead and do a quick run through of the application itself that I produced for this week. To start off, we just have a spinner that has 5 different preset cities: Loveland, Colorado; Los Angeles, California; New York City; Chicago; and Orlando. Let's go ahead and select New York, and then we do have the option to select either Fahrenheit or Celsius. Let's go ahead and select Fahrenheit, get weather, and then it gives you the city and state plus the temperature in the unit of measurement that you selected. Let's go ahead and click Celsius here and click it again. It changes it to 15.2 degrees Celsius. I do think that I was able to get this set up fairly well, although I'm not happy with the fact that I'm using a grid view to do to change the different unit conversions. But the reason I ended up doing that was I came up pretty short on time this week, and then I didn't have most of my application done as of this morning, and I was going back through the rubric and saw that we were required to use 2 different advanced views. At that point, I was far enough in and had little enough time left that I couldn't really do a rethink and come up with something different compared to my weather application. I had originally planned on using radio buttons to set Fahrenheit or Celsius, but I wasn't sure if radio buttons counted as an advanced view. The advanced view activity only states the spinner, the list, and the grid view. So yeah, I really don't think that a grid view is meant to be used this way. I'm not a big fan of the way I used it. It does do what it needs to do. It just kind of feels hacky to me. So anyways, that's one thing that I think I really could have done better with this application. So let's go ahead and do a really quick run through of the code itself. I do a similar setup as last week. I override my XML and then do a custom linear layout where I'm building all the different elements in code and then setting parameters for them, including setting up the spinner as well as the grid view. I also tried to set up the grid view to center the text. I know I was able to find a lot of different tutorials and whatnot that talk about how to do it in an XML file, but everything I found to do it in code did not work. The grid view doesn't seem to respond at all to any sort of gravity commands, although the Google documentation or the Android documentation does state that it's supposed to. It could have been I was just doing something wrong with it. Anyway, so we're grabbing the what's selected for either the spinner or the unit measurement, and then that's actually getting passed over to my custom JSON creating class. So we're creating the JSON objects based on the enums. Why don't we just go ahead and pop over the enums first? So we're creating all our enums and then setting extra fields for them. The city, the state, the temp in both Celsius and Fahrenheit, and that gets passed over as well to the JSON class here, where it's created into a JSON array and then it's read in the JSON array. Both of these are fairly close to what's shown in the videos. By no means identical. They are definitely refactored, and the read JSON is actually modified a good little bit just because I'm also checking to see what the selected temperature measurement is. To change it from Fahrenheit to Celsius, and vice versa, to change the way it's displayed. So yeah, I guess that's about it. This has been Eli Freestone, Week 2 of Java 1, Term 1403. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.